Ethan, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for tuning in. Got another collection update. These are some CDs and records that I have acquired over the past, I don't know how long it's been since I've done one of these videos, but it's been a little bit. So this is going to cover a couple of thrift store trips, a record store trip, and a trip to a couple of antique stores and whatnot. So couple of different kind of groups of acquisitions here. So we're going to start off with my Goodwill haul. Starting off, Dave Matthews Band Every Day. I like this first couple Dave Matthews Band albums a little bit. I think most of the stuff from Dave Matthews Band I like is on those first three albums. This one's got a couple of good songs I like I Did It. Dreams of Our Fathers is pretty good. I don't mind Space Between, so picked it up. Price is right for $1, so why not? Stack that right there for now. All right, Soundgarden, Super Unknown. It's really excited to find this in a thrift store. I picked up I'm drawing a blank now. This is 1 o'clock in the morning as of me recording this, so I might be a little out of it. But I picked up the other Badmotorfinger not too long ago, and really liked it. This one's pretty good too. So kind of come around a little bit on Soundgarden. Haven't always been the biggest fan in the world of them, but I'm starting to really appreciate them. Here's Disturbed, The Lost Children. I've got 10,000 Fist and Believe, which by far are my two favorite Disturbed albums, but to my knowledge I don't know anything on this one, so one of these days I'll have to pop it in and see what's on here. But again, price is right at the thrift store. So Disturbed, Lost Children. Here's a couple of bands that I really never was into, and I figured might as well check them out and see what they're all about. Dinosaur Jr. It's a band I always hear a lot about. I don't know a whole lot about them. Played a little bit of this one. It's alright. It's not terrible, but it's not like captivating me either. So, and then Anthrax, State of Euphoria. Also found this one in a thrift store, which I thought was amazing. I love Metallica. I like Megadeth. Not big on Slayer, but Anthrax is the member of the Big Four of thrash I really didn't have much of an opinion on, one way or the other. I know this is not thought of as one of their best albums, but I decided to pick it up since it was, only $1 or $2. It's alright. I listened to a little bit of this one. It's fine. It's like kind of like the Dinosaur Journey one. It's just not really captivating me, but it's not bad. Alright, next up we have a trip to my favorite record store. Got Mr. Big, Lean Into It. I don't remember what possessed me to listen to some Mr. Big not too long ago. I was never that into them, mostly because I don't really care for the song To Be With You. But that is definitely my least favorite song on this album. I like the first track. I do like Green Tinted 60s Mind. That was probably my favorite song on the album, but the first half of it was really good. The second half was good too, but I really like the first half of this one quite a bit. I forget what it was, or something put Mr. Big on my radar, and I was listening to them, and then I happened to find this at the record store. So Mr. Big's Lean Into It. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, first album. Breakdown and American Girl, the big songs on here. Love American Girl. And a couple of deeper cuts I really like. Rockin' Around With You, the opening track, I think is really cool. And The Wild One Forever, another one of my favorite Tom Petty gems. So I haven't played this one yet. I've listened to this album before streaming it, but I haven't played it since I bought it. But wasn't gonna pass it up for a couple dollars. Winger, Pole. I've been into a lot of Winger lately. And this is one that I had seen at the record store a couple of times. I had it in my hands, but each time I put it back in favor of something else. So I've been listening to a lot of Winger these last couple weeks, and this time I'm like, I specifically went, it's like, I'm gonna get this one if it's still there. It's definitely coming home with me this time. So it was there, thankfully. This is a great album. Um, Blind Revolution, Mad, Down Incognito, Junkyard Dog, Lucky One, whole album. This is definitely my favorite of those first three Winger albums. I think it's, for me personally, it's debatable between this and Karma as to which one I like the best, but definitely my favorite of those early Wingers. And last but not least, from the record store, I've got Dog Eat Dog from Warrant. Each of the first three Warrant albums I have listened to before, and I probably would have told you this was my favorite of the three, but now I definitely believe this is my favorite of the three. I have not taken this album out of my CD player since I brought it home. It is incredible. Such a shame that by this point, Warrant and bands like them were kind of getting pushed to the side for Alice in Chains and Nirvana and Pearl Jam, as great as those bands are. But this is just a great album right here. Not a weak song on it, in my opinion. I like there's kind of, the first half of this album is like, you got Machine Gun and Bonfire, which wouldn't have sounded too out of place on an album like Cherry Pie. And then you got like what I call the creepy section, Hole in My Wall, April 2031, and Andy Warhol Is Right. Three kind of creepy tracks in a row. I mean, Hole in My Wall is kind of about spying on people through a hole in your wall. April 2031 is sort of dystopian, like predicting a dystopian future. And then Andy Warhol Was Right, kind of a creepy song about I don't know how you would describe it, but that kid's voice at the beginning of the song and then at the end is like really creepy, but it's freaking awesome. And then the second half of this one's got a lot of great stuff like Hollywood, All My Bridges Are Burning, Quicksand, Inside Out, Face Melter. Great stuff here at Dog Eat Dog from Warrant. Alright, so I was at an antique store today. Got a couple of nice things. The Calling, Camino Palmero. I know this basically for the song Wherever You Will Go, but this was only 95 cents, so it was definitely worth picking up for that, in my opinion. I'd pay 95 cents to at least have that one song I like. So, The Primitives, I was kind of excited to see this. Now I got this I have this one on vinyl. I now have it on CD to go with Pure and Spinorama. So, a couple of my favorite Primitive songs on here, like Crash, Spacehead, I'll Stick With You. Nothing Left. So, good stuff. Bon Jovi, Lost Highway. And of course, yes, I already do own this, but why would I pick it up again? And it's because, as you can see on the back here, it's got some bonus tracks, including Walk Like a Man, which I absolutely adore that song. One of my favorite Bon Jovi songs to not make an official album. So when I saw that this copy of the album had that bonus track on it, I definitely wanted to pick it up because I love that song. Definitely worth the $3 to get the whole album again. And the first Winger album. This one was another kind of exciting find, even though I would say this is probably my least favorite Winger album, believe it or not. I think when I ranked them, I put Better Days Coming as my least favorite, but lately I think I've been settling on this one as my least favorite, but still. Madeline's a good song. State of Emergency, Poison Angel, Hanging On. It's got a bonus track on here called Higher and Higher, is really cool, so definitely excited to find that one at the antique store. Alright, a couple of other things I picked up. This one, I ordered this one actually. This is a Target EP back from 2003, following the Bounce album. Target exclusive EP has some great Bon Jovi cuts like Breathe, No Regrets, Standing, and We Can Dance. Some of those awesome Bounce outtakes. And you got some live tracks on here like Misunderstood, an acoustic version of Everyday, and Just Older. This is something that I always wanted to find and always wanted to pick up and just never was able to track down. But I found it on Amazon and figured, you know what the heck, I'm gonna get this one. So ordered that one. Finally have that, and this one I picked up actually at FYE, Dokken Under Lock and Key. Have it on vinyl. Now I have it on CD again. I used to own this one on CD. I gave it away. Now I have it again. So, couple of records I got here. This one comes from Goodwill, Black Sabbath Volume 4. One that I was extremely surprised to find at Goodwill. Pretty decent shape for a thrift store record. You know, could maybe use a quick wipe down, but there's really no scratches or anything that I saw on there, so I was quite amazed. May not be the biggest Black Sabbath fan in the world, but was not going to pass that thrift store find up. I got a couple of faux pas to share actually this time too. One of them comes from Goodwill, and it was the same trip I got this Black Sabbath one, Judas Priest Rock-a-Rolla. I was ecstatic to see this. This isn't even my favorite Priest album. It's actually one of my least favorite, but it's not something you find in Goodwill all that particularly often. So when I saw it, I was all excited. I'm like, holy crap, how does this come through? So I pick it up, I'm checking out the record. It looks pretty good. I look it over, doesn't look like there's any scratches, maybe a quick wipe down, and it looks perfectly good. And then I get it home and I go to wipe it down, and that's when I notice something. Do you see what that label says? Screaming for Vengeance. I completely did not even notice that when I was looking at it. And I own Screaming for Vengeance on vinyl already, so at least, too bad it wasn't like, I don't know, Sad Wings of Destiny or something I don't have. That would have been a little bit better, but oh well. I guess I got the artwork now, but yeah, I didn't even notice that when I was looking it over at Goodwill. I didn't even notice it was the wrong Priest album. So, oh well. And here's another thing that I ordered myself here: Bon Jovi These Days, the special edition 2 CD set, along with that Target EP up there. This is something that I've always seen online. I've always wanted to pick it up and just never could find it, never could track it down. So I decided to order it for myself. And what this is it's a These Days with the 2 bonus tracks that were from, I want to say, Japan. All I Want Is Everything and Better Wine. Both songs I freaking love. Both songs I think should have been on the proper album itself. And then it's got a bonus CD, songs like Feel the Fire, which I think is a great song. I Thank You, Mrs. Robinson, a couple of covers there. Let's Make It Baby, one of my least favorite Bon Jovi demos. I'm not crazy about that, but it's got the I Don't Like Mondays featuring Bob Geldof, which is also on One Wild Night. And then you got 3 more covers at the end, live, Crazy, Tumbling Dice, and Heaven Help Us, but they're sung by Tico Torres, Dave Bryan, and Richie Sambora, which is all reasons why I wanted to pick this up. Plus it's got the cool album cover, kind of cool packaging too, with a little magnetic strip there, then it folds down. Unfortunately mine's a little busted there, but I can always fix that. The problem is that I got it and I don't have the bonus disc. I have 2 copies of the These Days album. Thankfully, one of them is the correct one that's on here with the bonus tracks. The other one is just a straightforward copy of These Days. So I've contacted the seller and sent him pictures and everything, and I'm waiting to hear back now if there's anything we can do about that. But that's unfortunate, but I guess at the very least, I at least have a copy of These Days that has those 2 awesome bonus tracks on it. So those are my recent acquisitions and my recent screw-ups. So let me know in the comments below some of your most recent pickups or your thoughts on any of these albums that I've shown you today. If you like this kind of content, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future, and I will see you next time.